Hi everyone, welcome once again to the part 4 of the series, Employer Branding, the New Talent Game. We are going to talk about recruitment marketing today, right? So Rolly, thanks once again for joining us for the 4th part of this series, which is on recruitment marketing. Right, great. So taking off, Rolly, what are the key goals of recruitment marketing when we talk about from an employer branding perspective?
Hi Roshan, glad to be back. And what an exciting topic for today, recruitment marketing. So I would like to start by saying, talent acquisition, I would think, plays the similar role as sales would do in an organization to get customers on board, similar to like talent acquisition brings candidates on board. And I think recruitment marketing definitely helps on that aspect because it takes the candidates through the purchase funnel, as I like to call it. It's like awareness, intent, desire, and then action. And to specifically answer your question, the goals of recruitment marketing are definitely to move the candidates smoothly throughout this funnel to ensure that they join the organization and they happily thrive, and the onboarding process goes smooth. So how we help through the various employer branding goals through the recruitment marketing funnel to help candidate get excited as they move onward to this journey is absolutely happening in collaboration with talent acquisition.
Right. Interesting. So there's a lot of marketing that's come into recruiting, is what comes out from
Absolutely.
this. True.
Absolutely.
True. Now, global hiring also comes attached with regulatory and policy changes, right? Now, how do you ease the process when you have the employer branding perspective in mind?
Very interesting, because nowadays we see and hear that lot of regulatory and policy changes have come into the arena of recruitment and talent acquisition. If I can call some specifics, I recently read that in US, the recruiters are not supposed to ask what's your current pay package, and also for a female candidate, I think it's not very nice to have a conversation around, are you married, are you planning to have kids, because that really goes against the principles of inclusion and diversity that we all feel so strongly about. So definitely these are some sensitive issues that need to be dealt with correctly when we are in the arena of hiring, right? And definitely from employer branding side, we can make the process seamless and easy, because we really help position the perception of an organization in such a way that it takes care of your well-being. It is really an inclusive organization, and so that candidates becomes excited and look forward to working with the organization. So such conversations are not very important to have on the table, because the candidate is already excited to joining. And while we take care of this regulatory and policy changes, we do some recruiters sensitization trainings as well, also the hiring manager, so that they know that what are the conversations which are sensitive and how to deal with it, while you know that you have a business role to fill in and you have to get the right candidate on board while taking care of these sensitivities.
Right, true. So, from a global perspective, of course, I think that practice would be in practice. But from an Indian perspective, do you think the Indian recruiters' mindset has changed, especially towards, their questions for female candidates, in terms of the marriage or pregnancy
Oh,
or whatever?
definitely, it has evolved. I can recall a personal experience, a decade back when I was interviewing for a role in an organization, and they definitely wanted to know the level of not only I'm married, how many kids I have, or in future, when I'm planning to have another kid down the line, which was really, I was taken aback. And these are the kind of questions, that make you definitely feel this is not the right place for me, because, as a female candidate, you look forward to joining an organization that really takes care of you throughout your career life journey and different stages, right? You want to feel supported. And so you're right, I think it has evolved. Nowadays we are not hearing these kind of conversations, thanks to the great workplace culture and lot of awareness and understanding and sensitivities people bring in when they have such kind of conversations. So it has evolved definitely, and also especially for female candidates, because now we are talking about return to work program and career breaks have become normalized. LinkedIn has introduced a new feature where you can put in you're on a career break, so that there's no more taboo around it. And I think such conversations have become also normalized, and right from leaders to recruiters to the HR teams have become very they go out of the way to make a candidate feel comfortable and make them settle during the initial phase of the onboarding process.
True. Interesting. Now, Rolly, you're one of the leaders who has taken charge of this whole employer branding thing, right? And I think you're one of the best leaders to talk about in this field. We'd like to know, what strategies have worked for you across your different states.
Definitely, this is very interesting, and I think with every stint, with every role, with every experience, you keep on enriching yourself and keep on adding to the learnings that you have had, thanks to the guidance and mentorship provided through the years, working with some great leaders and stakeholders. So, if I have to call out maybe top 2 to 3 takeaways for me that have really worked, I think first thing, being in this profession, in this field of communications and branding, I think it's very important to make good friends across the organization. So, relationships really make stakeholder management come naturally to you, and especially I think making friends and good relations with enabling functions, because I think when you talk about workplace, workspace, and making a person feel welcome at an organization, right from facilities to IT, to even transport and security for that matter, HR leaders, everybody plays an important role, and I think you can make things happen, get stuff done in time. When you really have good rapport, you can pick up the phone in the middle of the night and call someone, and they can give you the information that you really need. So I think first thing is you're really maintaining good relations right throughout the journey when you're having with that organization. Secondly, I think it is very important to strike the fine balance, because sometimes as a experienced professional you come with your own set of learning, so it's important to unlearn when you join an organization, because every place has a different culture, a different vibe. So what are the expectations from the workplace? First, understanding that with an open mind, and also sometimes creating a balance between to make your boss's job easy, right? So what are their perceptions, what are they expecting from the role that you're playing? So you maintain a fine balance between what you think is right for the organization, at the same time giving respect and being inclusive to opinions across the table. That is also something very important, I feel. Last but not the least, I think building trust is very important, because you are someone who really people can confide in and share with, knowing that there's no loose talk or grapevine happening. So building trust in this role is extremely important, because that's the way you'll become a chill and almost kind of a sustainable part of the organization, that you can help drive the messaging and the branding forward.
True.
Both internally and externally, I would say.
Absolutely. Well, those are really good points that you've mentioned, Rolly. My mind is thinking that, would these strategies apply to all different kinds of companies of various sizes? Would they?
Yes, I think right from small and medium enterprises to big organizations, you can apply into the field where you are playing to make sure they work both for your advantage as well as the organization. So I think the best thing would be to start early with your ideas, basis your research and understanding of the organization. Fail fast, because I think failure is again no more a taboo, and reinvent and re-strategize and try new things. Be innovative. I think that really helps.
True. Thank you for saying that, Rolly. So I think all these strategies can be used in all different sizes, different kinds of organization. Now, when we talk about regional recruitment marketing, right? What's your take on that?
Yes, that's again a very insightful question, I would say, because right now we are talking about diversity of all sorts, not only gender, across region, languages, because that brings out the best for the business and for the organization, and to make things very attractive and comfortable for the different kinds of talent that we want to bring on board. It's very important that you also showcase that regional diversity in the kind of culture and the kind of workplace practices that you have. So I think the first step would be really to try to understand that from which regions are we trying to hire candidates, be it like campus, industry, or diversity talent. So if I talk about India, obviously North India, South India, and every place has a different culture and people come across with different perceptions. So when you are trying to put out a positioning of your workplace, make sure you showcase that how we welcome and celebrate and include all different kinds of people. This can be done in a couple of ways. First thing is to show that you celebrate all kinds of regional festivals, cultures, and how people from different dialects and cultures come together, and you can be your unique yourselves and still celebrate it as part of a team. So I think what positioning you put across the culture, that's also important.
True. In fact, we have a separate piece on culture that we're going to ask you questions on, right? Coming to grabbing the candidate's attention for your sourcing, of course, is a major element, we know, and it's also a challenge. But in today's time, how does one address it?
Yes, absolutely. I think first step is to really identify where, what is the source of information from where the candidates are coming to know about your organization. So I think as part of new hire surveys that I'm sure many or most organizations do. So we do definitely want to know that how did you come to know about the organization. So getting to know where the candidate is getting the information, and then going there and start positioning and targeting and talking about various kinds of employee value propositions that you have really help, because you really need to be there where the your target audience is, right? So getting to know that source is really important. Then next step, I think, as talent acquisition teams, we really need to understand what kind of benefits we have and how to articulate that. So we go to the level of conducting hiring managers training, recruitment sensitization sessions, because I think the first point of contact for any candidate in an organization is a recruiter, right? So they really need to be well equipped to articulate the brand story, so that's the first kind of pitch. In an interview, it's no more about knowing the candidate, right? Equally, from an organization side also, the leaders need to show that what our culture is all about, what is expected out of this role, and what can you make out of yourself few years down the line, right? What kind of career growth and milestones you can expect by being a part of this organization. So I think it's very important to put the right message in front of the right audience at the right time. And as employer branding professionals, we do work with them at each step of the way to make them well equipped and well articulated on these fronts.
Right. Now, it's very nice that you mentioned this, because we see only a handful of organizations displaying this kind of information on social platforms. So I think overall the world has to still catch up from creating this ecosystem, right?
Yes.
True. Great. Well, Rolly, thank you so much for giving your insights on recruitment marketing. So this is one in the ecosystem, one of the things in the ecosystem that we're talking about. And thank you for sharing your insights and opinions on this. Thank you, Rolly.
Wonderful, Roshan. Glad to be chatting with you. Thank you.